Forrest Gump once said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And while you might never know what you're going to get, the experience that you have, just like in life, is going to depend on your perspective and the meanings you apply to them. Madam Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, friends and guests. I remember when my wife Chris and I started dating. We went out to a fair, and there was this ride called the Zipper. It was the most insane ride I had ever seen before. You climbed into this cage, and it would spin you around like a berry in a blender. Hearing the people scream on the inside, it was blood-curdling to hear. And I know for me, just watching it, it was making me nauseous. And as I watched this, I heard a little voice from Chris in the background say, "You want to try it?" Without hesitation, I said, "Okay." I knew I was doomed the minute we got in the cage. They closed the cage and it started to spin before the guy even hit the on button. And it spun, and it spun, and we were going around like crazy for like an hour. It's going. I remember it finally stopped. And he opened up the cage, and I stumbled out like an inebriated drunk, trying to find something to hold on to. Because my world was still spinning like a Vegas roulette wheel. But eventually I started to come back, regained my composure, dusted myself off, and I saw Chris over there saying, "You okay?" That was good. I remember the first time we went skiing. Now, Chris has skied before. She's a good skier. Me? Not so much. But she gave me some coaching. I remember going up the ski lift. And we got to the top to the platform. I got my skis onto the platform. I managed to get myself up. And I even was able to keep my balance. And the chair was gently pushing me down the platform and off the back side. But there was one problem. I couldn't stop. And now I was gliding towards the slope. And the skiers were zipping down the slope from up on the mountain at breakneck speed. But I had luck on my side. Because as I looked up the slope, there was a gap in the skiers, just wide enough for me to be able to safely get across. And as luck would have it, there was a tree on the other side. I could grab the tree, get myself stopped, reposition myself, boom, back to the slopes. I guess luck sort of figured that I was good to go and went and helped somebody else, because I did make it across the slope. I got to the tree, grabbed the branch, and while the top half of me stopped, the bottom half didn't get the memo. Because next thing I remember, I'm hanging from a tree. Both my legs, the skis, my arm, different branches. I managed to extricate myself, somehow got back on my skis, dusted myself off, regained my bearings, and as I looked over to Chris, in between her bouts of hysterical laughing, she actually managed to get out. "Are you okay?" Good times. I remember delivering my brother's eulogy. My brother Brian was 4 years older than I was, and I always aspired to be just like him. Everything he did, I did. When we were younger as kids, he was on the swim team, I was on the swim team. He got ribbons and awards on the swim team, I was on the swim team. He had the natural gift to be able to connect with anybody, from the youngest of children to the eldest of adults. He was the life of the party, the center of attention. If you ever wanted to find him in a room, just look for the crowd, the laughter, and he was always a part of it. I remember delivering the eulogy, returning to my seat, sitting down, And I remember Chris putting her hand on my knee and asking me, "Are you okay?" But I was okay. You know, when I look back on all those experiences, sure, I could have memories of being nauseous, being humiliated, of profound sorrow. But instead, my memories bring me smiles, make me laugh, bring me fond memories and stories that I share with others. Life may be like a box of chocolates. Sure, there are pieces inside that you're not going to like, pieces that you will not enjoy. But the good ones far outnumber the bad ones. Life is a box of chocolates. You might never know what you're going to get, but I don't think it's so much about the chocolate, but rather the perspective you have and the meaning you give to each piece as you experience it. And the memories you carry forward long after the chocolate is gone. Madam Contest Chair.